Welcome to the Uncensored podcast. I'm your host, Rod, aka the BB Dub Lover, aka, if Rod Levert, I call myself Rod Levert. Also,
He's gonna have me laughing already.
if the belly don't jiggle, I don't want to wiggle. Rod Isaac, I'm in the house and I got my special guest, Brian the Snowman Snow. How you doing,
How you
sir?
doing, Rod? It's great to be with you, brother.
Good, man. Man, yeah, I gotta just give him a moment of assignment. We lost a great today. Bill Russell, one of the best
We
who
did.
ever did it,
We did.
and had to deal with
Man,
racism in Boston.
in that period of time, playing in Boston in the 50s and 60s, and him establishing himself not only as a basketball player but as a person. Mm, we lost a great one today, and I hate saying that, but we did.
Definitely lived a long life though, man. 88 years, man. You can't ask for a better life than
Yeah,
that. That's a lot
88
of miles.
years.
That's a lot of miles on a odometer.
No, you can't.
That's a,
You
that's a
can't.
lot of miles on a odometer.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so let's take it to the
That's a
beginning,
lot of
man. How did you
miles. That's a lot of days.
let's start from the beginning. How did you get into the broadcasting podcast lane, man? How did you get there, man?
Well, this all started in 1995 at Chicago State University when I took an idea and had a friend check out a camera and a microphone. And Chicago State was playing Northern Illinois that night in men's basketball. And that was my first ever play by play call. Been having fun doing it since. I haven't done it in a couple of years because of health reasons, but next year I look to get back behind the mic full time. As far as doing my current radio show, I've been doing that off and on since 1995 also, but nothing like real consistent until someone actually dared me in 2013 to put my opinions out there. So
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right, the hell with it. I looked at my computer and my mixer and my microphone and I went with it.
So it was a dial up. You was doing dial up internet then, 95. You know there had to be some dial up internet.
Man, look, this is when dial-up was supposed to be cool, but it wasn't because it kept pissing you off when it kept cutting you off. And this is when you had dial-up at home. This is when dial-up was not a good thing if you had it personally, because someone would always call the house when you needed them not to, and would knock you off the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember my first hand of dial up internet. I was like probably like a teenager. My stepmom caught me. I was trying to download some, some inappropriate things.
And,
I was doing some wild
those
stuff.
took the longest.
Oh my
Those
god,
took the longest.
it took the longest of all time.
They took not only did they take the longest, you knew there was a chance you were going to get caught.
Did I? I had all the kind of papers down there. My stepmom ripped it up. I thought it was Andy off of Shawshank Redemption. How she grabbed my paperwork up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Shawshank Redemption. Man, how did you get the nickname? How did you get the nickname Snowman? Huh?
Well, someone tried to give it to me as an insult, and I took it and ran with it. Someone tried to listen. I've been called Frosty. I've been called Frosty the Snowman, and someone tried to actually insult me with that nickname. I took it as a badge of honor and ran with it. Pissed him off in the process while I was doing it.
Because I was like, man, when I saw your thing, I said Snowman. I said I never heard no nicknames like that ever in my life.
What? You never seen Black Snow before? Now you have. Easiest joke I'll ever make. Okay.
Well, I got something for you, buddy. I got something for you.
Okay, start the show over. Start the show over, will you, please?
I had to play the king for you. I had to play the king for you.
Knowing that's the only way I can counter this.
I had to play the king real quick for you. Oh, man.
The king just passed. Okay, that's Bill Russell.
Okay, I'll take that if you don't. You know what I mean? Because he is 11-0. You know,
the second one's MJ. The third one's second one's MJ. The third one's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I gotta make you smile, and I gotta get steam coming out of your ears and saying that certain name.
Man, so how do you really feel about this overall? The seasons going on with the NFL. Have you know anything? Any reports from the 49ers camp or?
They're going with Trey Lance, and I'm sold in. And they're going with Trey Lance over Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a decision I don't like, but that's my team. That's one of the teams I cover, so I'm all in. All in. Let's see what the kick can do.
You should have knew that was going to happen. How John Lynch was drooling over him in the draft.
I should have. And it's a cap hit too for Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a big time money cap hit. But I'm still thinking, let him finish out his contract at the very least. But if they're sold on Trey Lance, then doggone it, so am I. Let's see what the kid can do.
But you look at it, look at Hollywood. He got like 4 picks for Hollywood Brown. If you can get something like that, why not?
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens. That's all I'm saying. Let's just see what happens. I've been a 49er fan since '81. I had to go through the same thing when Steve Young took over for Joe Montana, and I was certainly unsure about Steve Young. I mean, you see him in spurts, but now he's the full-time man. So hopefully we'll have the same success.
You should have knew that in the beginning when you saw that happen. Everybody, even the 80s and the early 90s, everybody wanted a mobile quarterback. You know what I mean? It's not like
thank you, Randall Cunningham, doggone you. But the difference is with Steve Young, he actually learned how to also become a pocket passer and throw the ball effectively. That's the kind of if you're mobile, that's great. Use your legs when necessary. But also, you're the quarterback. You have to put your team in the best position to win, which is not what Lamar Jackson is doing, and which is not what Baker Mayfield is going to do. And in fact, I'll be surprised if Baker Mayfield makes a start this year.
I think Lamar is better than I take Lamar over Kyler Murray any day of the week.
I don't like either one of them.
I'm just saying, if I had to choose, you're gonna be a shit sandwich or a shit with a diamond on it.
I don't have to choose. I'm cool. I tell the truth about both of them. Kyler Murray's worse than Lamar Jackson. I'll give Lamar Jackson a slight edge. Lamar has an MVP. He's got a playoff victory. Mm-hmm. Kyler Murray hasn't done a doggone thing to get the contract that he has. All he did was bitch and whine and moan and complain to the media. Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals found out about it, and they said, we're going to reward you. Now, they did have a clause in there saying you need to do independent study. Unfortunately, that piece of news wasn't supposed to come out. It did anyway, so the Cardinals had to rescind it. That clause.
And I think that was disrespectful to even put that out there because minorities had to deal with being quarterbacks. You know what I mean? That was not a great look for that franchise.
Well, here's my counter to that. If minorities actually knew how to be quarterbacks instead of just running backs with an arm, then if they knew how to play the position correctly, I mean, it's the most poorly, as a friend of mine says, if you can guess the show, it's the most poorly coached position today. It's the most poorly coached position. And with minorities, they're told to
start with the coaches. That's taught by the coaches, though, right? We got to blame them from the Pee-wee all the way up. We can't just blame the players on that one.
Well, the players here. Well, no, you can't just blame the players, but the players do share a lot of fault in this. Mm-hmm. The players do share a lot of fault in this, in many cases, not wanting to become a better quarterback.
I don't know. I think it's the Greg Roman system. Greg Roman has not. What quarterback has he developed? What quarterback has he developed What quarterback
Don't
has he
give me.
developed to a great quarterback? You name me one.
I'll give you two that he ruined: Colin Kaepernick and Lamar Jackson. He ruined those two. Okay, but you said it best. It's the coaching on the way down. It's the coaching on down where all the craziness happened.
And I feel like that's where it starts at, man. It's just the coaching is not the same where it used to be.
It's not a lot of hardcore coaching anymore. There's not a lot of, okay, we want you to get better at doing this, and then you work with them to get better at this. That we want you to learn. We want you to learn this. So they teach it to them, and then they say, okay, show me what you've learned. There's not any of that anymore. It's just let me see what you can do. And there's no fashioning an offense around a quarterback's abilities. There's no fashioning an offense around a quarterback's abilities. You know how Lamar Jackson got an MVP? Running the football. And he's the quarterback. You know how Lamar Jackson got into, Lamar Jackson was recruited by Louisville. One play where he hurdled a defender on a touchdown run.
I remember
that. Same thing in Louisville against Syracuse. Did the same thing in Louisville against Syracuse. I understand a quarterback having athleticism. It's the 21st century. Okay, you got to be an athlete, but at the same time, if you're being paid to play quarterback, learn the doggone position.
But it's I think it's more than that, man, Snowman, because it's a lot of them telling me if you don't see nothing, go. You know what I mean? You can look at Ravens games last year where they had the 5-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? I forgot what game it was. It might have been the Pittsburgh game they needed. And I forgot what's that tight end's name? Oh man. Andrews dropped the easy catch. Lamar should just tucked it, and you know what I mean? Or you know what I mean, not Lamar. Lamar was hurt last year. The other quarterback, Huntley, whatever. He should have tucked it and ran it in. You know what I mean? But people.
Yeah, but who are you going to trust in the future if you need him again? Yeah. Think about it. If you drop a pass, okay, get back in the huddle and just tell him I may come back to you. Be ready. What happened to the trust within the offense? You don't see that anymore with athletic quarterbacks.
You don't see that at all. But the dinosaurs are done though, man. The dinosaurs are done of Moreno. You know Marino. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Nobody wants a Moreno no more. Nobody wants a stationary.
Do you even know who Dan Marino is?
I do.
Do you even know who Dan Marino is?
I do know. I do.
No, you don't. You don't. I do. You tried telling me that before, and you don't know who. I'm just kidding.
He got a little bit of. He had no. You know what I mean? He was good in the pocket, dodging rocks. You know what I mean? He was good in that.
I'd rather see Marino than Tony Romo. How's that? I'd rather see Marino than Tony Romo.
I don't even got no Pepto Bismol.
I'm ornery, and on a good friend show, and I'm being dicey. All right, I got into an argument just a few minutes ago with a Tony Romo stan, telling me I don't know about football. I said, dude, I've forgotten more football than you've tried to study. He's not gonna like me when I call him out in the morning.
But Tony, I'm not gonna pick Tony out of a bucket. Like it's nothing about it.
You talk to most Cowboy fans, and they pick Tony out of a bucket over Roger Staubach, over Danny White, and over Troy Aikman.
You're not gonna.
I don't.
Not over Troy.
And I'm not a Cowboy fan.
Got one.
I can't stand the Cowboys.
You just go by the playoff wins. That tells it all.
Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman has more Super Bowl titles than Tony Romo has playoff wins. 3-2. Okay.
They would probably put him first ballot though. That's the sad thing about it. They would probably put him first ballot.
For what?
I'm just saying that's how the voters are.
I know, and you're correct about that. But see, what the hell has Tony Romo done to deserve a Hall of Fame election, let alone a first ballot Hall of Fame collection? I'll answer that. Nothing.
I feel the same way about Kurt Warner.
Oh, Kurt Warner's had more of an impact than you think.
I'm saying this, man. I'm just saying he got one
Have you
championship.
seen? This is where I pick on you. Have you seen Kurt Warner play?
I have. I seen
Have
him
you
in the
seen his
Arena
entire
football.
career?
I seen when he played for the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Did you see him when he played for the Rams?
I've seen him playing with the Rams. I'm just saying. That was
Did
Trent
you see his
Greenstein.
MVP year of 1999? He wasn't even supposed to be the starting quarterback.
I understand that, man. But
no, you don't. I can tell by that smile. I can tell by that smile on your face that you want to understand, but you don't.
Come on, man. Do you feel like he's a yes? Say this. Do you feel like he's a top 10 quarterback of all time?
Yes.
That hurt.
Yes.
That hurt right there.
What? Saying Kurt Warner's a top 10 QB of all time? Let me give you this. First quarterback ever to throw for 400 in a Super Bowl. Now, I know your boy Tom Brady has done it three times, but
okay.
See, this is where
I talk the reality now.
This is where I pick you apart. Who was the first to throw for 400 in the Super Bowl? That would be Kurt Warner. 29 of it was Super Bowl 34 against the Tennessee Titans, 29 of 45, 414 yards, and he threw 2 scores, including a big one to Isaac Bruce.
But man, it's as good as your cars, man. He had a bunch of Lamborghinis. Come on, man.
And Tom Brady hasn't.
Look at Doug Williams. Doug Williams lit up the Super Bowl. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
And he got a Super Bowl MVP because of it. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying this.
He threw for 300 yards and a quarter.
But that does not make you a Hall of Famer.
Yes,
does that make you a Hall of Famer?
Yes, it does. If that's the case, Tom Brady ain't a Hall of Famer, which we both know not to be true.
So he might as well make. You should make Robert Horry an honorary Hall of Famer. Then that's what you're saying.
Who said it won't happen? You walked into that one, okay? You know doggone well you walked into that one.
You might as well make him honorary, man. I don't have no love for Kurt Warner, man. I think
why?
I just never liked him. I just feel like he's just.
Did you ever watch him play?
I did. I watched him in the Super Bowl we played. I watched him
against which team?
Titans. Huh?
You said the Titans. Okay. All right.
The Titans.
I'll give you a pass.
And I feel like, come on, man. That was a nail biter where.
And they won.
Yeah. But
they won.
Yeah, one of the greatest running backs of all time. That tandem probably. Where you gonna put that tandem? Isaac Bruce and Terry Hall. They gotta be at least. What you gonna say? Like a top 5, maybe tandem.
Maybe. I know who my top tandem is.
That's like a debatable thing.
I know who my top tandem is. And yes, it's very, very personal to me.
Oh, you gonna go with
Jerry Rice and John Taylor. Who's yours?
I feel like I'm gonna go with Julian.
Stop the show.
I'm going with Julian. I like Julian.
Who the hell is Julian Edelman? A Super Bowl MVP, a great wide receiver, a man who fumbled a pass but still caught it and brought it off the turf in Houston. Okay, I know who he is.
That's one of the. I feel like it's messed up for me to say this, but I think Julian Edelman is a better receiver than Wes Welker ever did in the clutch.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry Rice is better than both of them.
Of course, but John Starks.
John Starks.
Not John Starks, but John Taylor.
John Taylor's better than both of them.
If John Taylor went any other team, he ate more. He ate
while he was with the 49ers. Next question.
But I'm just saying he would ate more with more yards. But that's another story.
He ate while he was with the 49ers. Next question.
But I feel like I definitely probably go with Tom Brady and Gronk or Allen.
I'm sorry.
Or I might go Randy. If you want to do Randy.
No.
With them 23 TDs.
And
I told you. You know how I feel about that.
Before there was Randy Moss, there was Jerry Rice.
No, Jerry never had that speed.
Was Jerry Rice, there was
Jerry never had that speed like that. Come on, Snowman.
He didn't have to have that speed. Jerry Rice and John Taylor were good at something that Randy Moss never perfected.
What?
Take a 4-yard pass and turn it into a touchdown.
He can too.
You cannot.
You want you? Did you
The
see that
way
year?
you get
You see
Randy,
that
the
year?
way you
You
get
see that
Randy
year how
Moss
you
the
lit the
football.
Cowboys up?
Watch the film. The way you get Randy Moss the football, you throw it long. With Rice and Taylor, you can hit them with a 4-yard pass, and they can do the rest.
That year he first came out with him and Chris
1998.
Carter. Chris Carter, they should have won one.
But they didn't
I'm
because
just saying,
they
but they did.
at home against the Atlanta Falcons. They lost to a Falcons coached by Dan Reeves.
That's pretty bad.
That's bad. You 15-1. Let's talk about that 98 season for the Minnesota Vikings. 15-1. Yeah, Randall Cunningham throwing it all over the place. You had Robert Smith running it all over the place. You had the top offense in the NFL. You had the top defense in the NFL. You had the loudest crowd in the Metrodome. And you lost in overtime to the Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds. Explain that to me. I sat and watched that game at my parents' house, and I still can't believe that happened. I still can't believe that happened. And then what happened to the Falcons 2 weeks later? They get obliterated by John Elway.
And that's another guy that been in a lot of Super Bowls, and people don't count that. Why is that, Snowman? People don't count quarterbacks' losses, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we do. I do. I look at the real record.
Look at Elway, how many times he went there. Look at how many times Jim Kelly went there and got obliterated, and people don't even say nothing, but they're on the list. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Jim Kelly had an impact with the Buffalo Bills in that K-Gun offense. Because John Elway was John Elway, and John Elway was the man for the Denver Broncos for 19 years. Next.
I hate that overrated running back they had too, TD.
He was better than any of the Patriots had.
We didn't need no running back. We plugged him in.
Yeah, Corey but Dillon, you could have used him on 3 occasions.
Corey Dillon. We had Curtis Martin. He left.
And where were they in Super Bowls 42, 46, and 52? Don't mess with me. You know better.
Nowhere. But the rest of them.
Where were the running? Listen, I got a question for you. You want to talk about Patriots running back? I'll see what you drinking. What you drinking? Let's see it. Let's hear it. What you drinking?
Just a fine American beer.
What kind of beer?
Miller right now. Chilling.
Well, I can't because of my recent cancer surgery, and there are a lot of organs that I have missing. But if I were there, I'd salute you with a beer myself. If I was, if I wasn't in like 200 pieces right now.
Sip that green tea. That green tea is good too.
Hey, I got ice water. That's good enough for me. I got ice water. That's good enough for me right now. But what were we talking? We were talking about running backs.
Yeah, running backs.
We were talking about running backs. Oh, you know who should be in the Hall of Fame this year? Who? Someone who should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. Who? Roger Craig.
I ain't gonna let him in, man. He's blackballed by man. How long have you been out the league?
Roger Craig should be in the Hall of Fame. I will die on that soapbox.
You know why I feel like should
die on that soapbox.
You know why I feel like should be in the Hall of Fame? They ain't gonna let him in.
Who's that?
Moose Johnson.
You stole my heart right there because I love seeing the Moose play. Matter of fact, I'll give you another. I'll give you 3 fullbacks that should be in the Hall of Fame, but they'll never let them in. Darryl Johnston, Matsui, Tom Rathman. But they'll never let them in because they're fullbacks. They're not playing the glamour position.
I don't know why they never give the fullback love though. I never understand that. Jim Brown was a fullback.
Emmitt Smith paid much homage to Moose in his Hall of Fame speech. When he paid homage to Moose, that had me crying, and I was watching it from afar. One of these years, I'm going to get to Canton, Ohio, and see a Hall of Fame ceremony. One of these years, it's my goal to get to Canton, Ohio, to see a a Hall of Fame ceremony, or to Springfield, Massachusetts for the NBA, or Cooperstown, New York for the NFL, or Major League Baseball, NFL. See, you got me fired up for tomorrow because I'm going to be talking a lot of football from here on out.
What, man? What? This is another thing about baseball, man. Since you talked about baseball,
Okay.
Why about these PEDs? You know, PEDs and cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But did they not cheat in the World Series? This doesn't make sense to me. Why you can't let Pete Rose in? Did they not, fix the World Series and tie Cobbs in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
It did not.
They definitely should let Pete Rose in the all-time hits leader and the all-time home runs leader should definitely have their spot in the Hall of Fame.
Was not mental. I watched the movie. What's that movie about Billy Crystal? 60 something.
61.
61.
61.
And he portrayed them, drinking and, taking pills of such.
Yep. Well, you know why? Because no one blew the whistle back then. That's easy enough. No one blew the whistle back then.
I'm just saying. I
know
these things.
I'm saying the same thing. No one. But if you think about it, compare that time back then to now. No one blew the whistle. No one blew the whistle. Or more to the point, no one wanted to blow the whistle.
But
if that's the case, they'd have blown the whistle on, I don't know, a certain pitcher named Roger Clemens a long time ago. And he's got 7 Cy Young Awards. And you know the craziest part about all this? Barry Bonds was never convicted.
That's what I'm saying.
Barry Bonds was never found guilty.
But I just imagine if Ken Griffey got on that stuff, how many hit homers he would got. Could you imagine?
Ken Griffey was clean as a whistle.
I'm just saying if he juiced it up. If he juiced it up.
He didn't need to.
I'm just saying with that swing.
Listen, Ken Griffey had one of the sweetest swings in baseball. Period. He had one of the sweetest swings in baseball. He had the sweetest swing in baseball. No one was gonna mess with that. And a lefty?
Man, you think we ever see something like that ever again, man?
No.
Father and son tandem.
Let me answer that for you right now. No.
Why though?
The closest I can see is Craig Biggio and his son Kevin, who's now with the Blue Jays. That's the closest I can see right now.
Because Vladimir Jr. looked just like his father.
Vladdy,
he can crack him though. He can crack him.
I have no criticism of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. None.
That's the problem.
And when your father can watch a ball bounce off the plate and he still reach out and pokes it to right field for a base hit, I've seen Vladdy Sr. hit the ball after it bounced several times. Vladdy Jr. is starting his Hall of Fame career. All he has to do is stay healthy. That's it. That's all he has to do is stay healthy.
So who what's some dark horses you feel like can get to all the way to the championship this year?
Excuse me. I hate the Dodgers with a passion. My dark horse right now from the National League, this is going to sound crazy, but I'll go ahead and say it. The New York Mets.
Wow.
I know we're about to turn the page into August, and everyone's expecting that Mets swoon, but
I like their pitching.
And pitching's what's kept them in front. Even though you got the defending world champion Braves breathing down their neck.
I think they should have paid Freddie, though. I feel like they should have made that work. What do you think about that? You like Freddie?
I've seen better. No, I'm kidding. Atlanta should have come with an over-the-top offer for Freddie Freeman because he's been the cornerstone of your franchise for 10 years. and some confusion happens at the end after he helps to get you to a World Series. Not only to the World Series, but win the damn thing.
Yeah. I would love to see Buck finally get over the hump, man. I feel like we should have just kept Buck, man. I loved it, Buck with the O's, man. I loved it, Buck with the O's, man. But Peter Angelo ain't gonna pay no money.
You know that. I know that.
Peter gonna milk.
Peter Angelo is a cheapskate.
Oh my! I never seen nobody so cheap like him, man, in my life.
I do. They're called the Las Vegas Raiders.
He will put pickles on hot dogs and say they're jalapenos. That's how tight he is.
Mm-hmm. Peter Angelo's not going to pay anybody. Just like Mark Davis of the Las Vegas Raiders not going to pay anybody. Now, they got in the play. Vegas got in the playoffs last year. Will they do it this year?
You don't think they got a chance to come out the West?
No. And I'll give you two reasons why: Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Matter of fact, I got an upset in the AFC West. You'll find that out on Friday.
I feel like I like what you call it. I like JC going to that good defense.
Mm-hmm.
With Bosa, the other Bosa boy. Derwin James. You got Santi Jr. You put a JC there. That's great. And I always liked it, what you call it, too. Allen. Always liked it, his game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They always had, good receivers at the Chargers, with Phillip Rivers. Choked. I remember the years LT had 20 plus TDs. You know what I mean? 12
and a 2,000 yard season.
And you're not.
The biggest mistake. The biggest mistake the Chargers made.
We're getting rid of Drew Brees.
Moving out of San Diego.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. They should still be the San Diego Chargers, and that's what I'm going to call them this year. I don't care how many times people say, well, they're the Los Angeles Chargers. Who cares? I grew up with them being in San Diego.
So you feel the same way with the Titans?
Yep. Shouldn't even be in existence right now. They should be the Houston Oilers. And don't get me started on the Oklahoma City Thunder needing to be the Seattle Supersonics.
I just don't understand why would they move there? It's not no market is better.
There is not
a market in Oklahoma.
There is not. It's a college state. You got the Oklahoma Sooners and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's it. Who the hell? I'm trying to figure a good way to phrase this, but who the hell told Clay Bennett that it's viable for you to play in Oklahoma City? I got about 800 words in my mind right now, and none of them are nice. You want to talk about a cheap owner? There you go, Clay Bennett. Damn it.
So, damn man, how many wins do you predict, Josh McDaniel to win? You don't think they would get any double-digit wins, or you feel like...
Who's he coaching?
Carr?
There's your answer.
You don't think Carr's a good quarterback?
Now look me straight in the face with the look on my face and ask me that question again.
You don't think Carr's a good quarterback? How many quarterbacks you think you put him over on? Be honest with me. How many quarterbacks
10.
you put on? 10?
The only reason he's not going to fail in that AFC West is because Russell Wilson's going to do worse.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Russell Wilson will now have 20 touchdowns this year.
Why not?
Because he's going to be running for his life.
That offensive line is kind of trash.
That patchwork offensive. Listen, it's more of a patchwork offensive line in Denver than it was in Seattle.
You had to go with the money.
You're going to trust Russell Wilson to bring you from the doldrums to the playoffs? Not happening.
They think Lighting can strike twice, though. They did it before with Peyton. They think they're going to be able to do it again.
Peyton Manning had an offensive line in front of him. Peyton Manning had a running game to lean on. Peyton Manning could still throw the damn thing.
Nah, his arm was noodle though. At the last Super Bowl, his thing was noodle.
Yeah, but
You
they
see,
still won.
You see what the Legion of Boom was doing to him.
1 year, the Legion of Boom got lucky. One.
You got to say that
Now-
that defense was all right. Another question for you, Snowman. What
All right.
defense? What defense are you going with historically? Of all time, you had to choose a defense and you had to choose an offense. Which are you going with?
I'll give you 3 on defense. 85 Bears, 89 Niners, 2000 Ravens.
That's a good one right there. I think I'm gonna go with Tampa. I'm definitely gonna go with Tampa.
Hell no.
I like the Tampa.
One hit wonder.
I like Tampa. I just need that 1 year.
Listen, one hit wonder, then they got obliterated every other year.
I might go with Tampa, and I might go with the a real dirty defense. I like that dirty defense. Mike Williams had that 1 year at Greg Williams had that 1 year with the Saints. I'm gonna take that defense right there.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
That one season, I'll take that.
My name is Stu. That's you. You can have it.
Maybe the Packers. I'll take the Packers. That Super Bowl run.
Oh God.
With Brett, you not taking them?
Mm-mm. In the immortal words of Public Enemy, can't trust it. And I'll tell you what. You know why I won't trust a Packers team whose defense played opposite Brett Favre?
Wow.
John Elway sliced him to ribbons in San Diego. He cut him to pieces. Next question. Since we're talking about questions here.
What kind of what quarterback you feel like was really underrated in his era that didn't get enough love?
Steve Young.
No, it's crazy there haven't been another quarterback to do what he did since he left.
No, as a lefty, no. And
I'm saying in general. In general.
Mm-hmm. In general and as a lefty.
Man, I'm telling you since you've been talking about the CFL, man, I've been really watching it, man. The rules
Isn't it fun?
The rules are different.
Isn't it fun?
But it's fast paced, man. It's like,
yeah. You only get 3 downs to make 10 yards instead of 4.
It's definitely interesting, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I started diving into that. And it was fun diving into the CFL. I got a chance to catch the Blue Bombers Stampeders game yesterday. Yipe.
Underrated is Kurt Warner. I don't know. Denied.
You can't even say it right.
With them other dialing.
Hey, Kurt Warner is underrated. Listen, Kurt Warner may be underrated, but Kurt Warner is also a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you're right.
Dag nabbit.
But Ken Stabler's not in there.
What?
Ken Stabler's not in there.
Ken Stabler's not underrated.
I'm just saying he's not in there. The Snake is not in there.
The snake got snaked, it sounds like. All right, what's your next one? I know you got more questions for me. Hit me.
What man, what do you feel like? Who was one of your childhood athletes? Heroes.
I can prove you wrong. Ken Stabler is in the Hall of Fame. Got inducted in 2016.
Damn, I thought he was still not in.
Don't you know better than to mess with me like that?
Damn, you got me. You got me. So what was childhood? We had these, these sports childhood heroes when you was growing up, man, in Chicago?
Too damn many.
Let's name you 2.
I'll give you 4.
Go ahead.
Walter Payton, Frank Thomas, Eddie the Eagle Belfour, and Mike Singletary.
But you're not a Bear man, though.
Hell no, I'm not a Bears fan.
why people don't show the Bears enough love, man? From being
Because they're
one
inconsistent and can't get it right. You know why I'm a 49er fan and not a Bear fan? It's pretty simple. The 49ers, for a period of 25 years, had a position filled that the Bears have yet to fill since 85. Know what that position is? Quarterback.
Oh, they had a quarterback.
Don't make me cuss.
That Jim.
Don't make me cuss.
He did a job for that year. Come on, man.
1 year, and then he got hit and was injured and hadn't been the same.
He got CTE real bad. You're right.
And I hate that for him. I hate that for him.
Like a lot of them players, and I think Mike might be the only one pretty normal. Mike and who's the other guy? The DN that had on that Hampton.
Dan Hampton.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
That's because they got the hell out when they did. They got the hell out when they knew their time was up.
And Jeff Fisher been a struggling coach after that.
Oh God, Jeff Fisher couldn't even make it in the XFL or the USFL. What does that tell you?
That is bad, man. That is really bad. What's your thoughts about the XFL? You think that's going to make it?
Yeah, I think it is. Only thing that shut the XFL down was COVID. And COVID, if you remember 2 years ago, was a pretty new thing.
Now we got the monkeypox.
Don't make me cuss. Because I can tell you a few people I know that need the monkeypox. Oh, did I say that? Either they get the monkeypox or they get a monkey flip out of the corner. Okay, there's my wrestling reference for the day.
So, man, so you think that you say the XFL is going to make it? What about
yes?
You think they're going to be able to? I think they should just put a merger with the USFL. Why do you think?
Not happening. Not happening.
A merger?
Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Two different brands combined into one, and both are viable to stand on their own? No, not happening.
So what? How that's going to work? How the XFL going to start in February, right? They're going to start in February after the Super Bowl. And how long is that season going to be? How many games is that going to be?
10.
10.
10.
In the USFL, how many games was that?
Same. 10.
10. I think that might be able to work. Man, it's a lot.
They're going to spread it out. They're going to spread it out and make sure everybody gets their games in, they get their championship in, and that all the coverage that they need will be there. Watch. They're going to take care of business. I really believe they're going to take care of business.
So how did you become a White Sox fan?
I lived on the south side of Chicago for many years. Pretty simple to me.
Everybody from the south side are White Sox fans?
Every South Sider I know is a White Sox fan.
So why did it take the Cubs so long to win one though?
Because the Cubs are stupid. Because the Cubs don't know the value of pitching until 2016.
Man, I'm telling you, I remember watching when I was a kid, man. Don't laugh at me. I remember watching Rookie of the Year. And I said, man, the Cubs did it. The Cubs did it.
You actually believe that movie?
It was a great movie when you was a kid. It was like a movie for kids, like Space Jam is for some kids. Like, you know, the first one. I'm not talking about the second one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because the second one sucked.
Yeah, the second one's better, you know.
Second one sucked. The second one sucked because they had LeBron in it. There, I said it.
Man, why is there so much hate for my brother LeBron?
Because he sucks.
What makes him suck so much? That's what
he's a good basketball player.
What the people want to know?
The people want to know why I don't like LeBron. Pretty simple. He's a quitter and he's not a good basketball player. Next question.
How is he a quitter though?
He walked off the floor so many times over before the game ended and didn't stay with his teammates until the game ended. Next.
Isaiah did it. So Isaiah's not a great player?
See, Isaiah proved his greatness well before LeBron showed up. Besides, Nike gave LeBron $90 million before he put foot to floor. What's wrong with this picture?
He's a phenom. We can't help.
My ass.
We can't help that your boy was not a phenom coming out of high school.
But he was a phenom when he finished the doggone thing.
And you see what I posted the other day? I know you saw it when I sent you in the messenger.
Oh, I was asleep. Of course I saw it, man. Of course I saw it.
Man, so how do you deal with doing this media and podcast and broadcast? How do you deal with the trolling, man? Does that get to sometimes to
Well,
where it's enough?
Like with you, I have fun with it.
Uh-huh.
I have fun with it, man. I mean, speaking of fun, I'm going to share something to you. If I can find it.
Oh, you sent the video?
Actually, you know what? I'll save it for tomorrow. Answer your question about the trolls.
Yeah.
I just turned 50. I'm having fun.
Uh-huh.
I'm having fun dealing with these fools. Now, folks like you that can take a joke and give one at the same time, we roll.
Yeah.
We roll like that. Come on, man. If you're not having fun doing this, if you're not sticking to your guns but having fun with the folks that you know you can have fun with, then what's the point? You're putting too much pressure on yourself.
That's why I enjoy coming on your show, man. I like the Fridays, Boom Chakalaka. I laugh.
Listen, man.
And I love
when
being
you
in the chat.
said start over on Friday, you said, man, start the show over. And you had us all cracking up.
Yeah.
And I told Bass after the show, we found our version of Walter, and Bass is dying laughing. Okay. But that's the key. In this business and whatever, you have fun. You got to have fun. Because my wife says it all the time, life's too damn short.
It definitely is.
Life is too damn short.
So why do you feel like you couldn't, I read your thing, your Patreon, and you said you feel like you would not have been a good big brand because you tell the truth. Why do you feel like that people don't want to hear the truth on the media and sports?
Have you seen the big networks?
But Skip does it.
Have you seen the money they dole out for half truths?
But Skip does it all the time. He does the same thing you said. LeBron's a quitter and all that, but he's still on the network.
Yeah, because Skip's telling the truth, as am I.
Oh man, I wish I had a soundboard. I could play Big Dummy. I could hit the Big Dummy button.
I'll do it for you live. You big dummy.
Oh man. Man, but did going through your journey of fighting this cancer and whooping the cancer ass, man. And you was going through that, man. What was the darkest moments? Do you feel like sometimes you felt like, you wouldn't made it sometimes?
Man,
you feel like that?
If you only knew how many moments and days I felt like saying, screw it, I'm not going to make it. Especially when I was taking oral chemotherapy. I was taking chemo via pills, and my brain was so scrambled. And what makes it even worse is that I filed for disability with my wife's help, was classified as disabled, but denied benefits. If you only knew, if people only knew how that royally pisses me off, and it drives me every single day. My wife's on me every day about taking care of myself and making sure I eat well and making sure I get a little bit of exercise with the dog, and I have to be patient because I can tell you right now, I am not the world's most patient person. But since last year, I've had to buy a lot more patience than I was able to afford.
I know definitely that was a big, hurdle to beat because I've seen it firsthand. My mom, succumbed to cancer, breast cancer. It took my mom out in 2002. So so I understand what you went through. I I started seeing my mom lose a lot of weight, and get real bony, and that chemotherapy just took her out. You know what I mean, and just
Chemo.
killed all her organs. You know what I mean, and
it wore my dad out because I lost him in 2007 to prostate cancer. It wore him out. It wore him out. And after 3 months of chemotherapy and not one piece of a result, wife said, to hell with this. We're getting a second opinion. And I don't mind putting people on blast. Duke University Cancer Center is who I'm putting on blast because they basically told Jody and me to prepare me for a casket.
How many months was they trying to give you, though?
They never put a timetable on it. I mean, I got diagnosed last July, was told there was a chance they could shrink the tumor before they could operate on it with 3 months of oral chemotherapy, which makes me realize right now, and every day I took it, that made my brain so cloudy, it wasn't even funny. And then when they basically said the tumor was inoperable and didn't put a timetable on it, and that was a follow-up in November, basically my wife said, that's all I can stand, and I can't stand anymore. We're going to get a second opinion. And I owe every person that took care of me at IU Medical Center a ton of thanks. Because Dr. Attila Nakib, and I don't mind saying his name, this is the guy that saved my life. This is the guy that performed the surgery. Even before that, the first person to save my life? Jody. Because 4 years ago, I was going to throw in the towel. I was at a point where when a man gets to a point where he's pushed and pushed and pushed until he gets to the edge of the cliff and one more push could send him over, that's where I was. I had given up on my show. I had given up on podcasting. I had given up on doing play-by-play. And then 4 years ago, this month, I met Jody. And Jody said to me, I want you to chase your dreams. And even given all the ups and downs that's happened, all the things we've been through together, when she said she wanted me to chase my dreams and I support you and I'll be there for you as long as you're there for me, it was on after that.
So before that, you was about to give up.
I was done. I was done. I was in a crippler crossface. I was in a yes lock. I was in all those strangleholds. I was so overwhelmed. I wanted to walk off the cliff and not come back.
I definitely feel that support system is everything, man. It's tough. Definitely tough to be a man or a woman without a support system to be an effective human being.
If you're a man and you're going through a lot and you're overwhelmed and you don't have that support system, I guarantee you, your mind will tell you, take that step off the cliff and don't come back. I was there. And I knew it was a long way down. And I nearly didn't come back from that. That was until I met Jody. And Jody's love and support, her sense of humor, her laughter, relating her experiences to me of what she's been through, which included an abusive relationship, which I went through in 2015. All that turned it around. So when she said, we're getting a second opinion on your cancer, and she looked me in the eye and said, I need you. She tells me that every day, and I tell her the same thing. She said, I need you. And Dr. Attila Nakib drew out the plan, and he said, we'll take care of you. We'll get this tumor for you. We will get it. It cost me a few extra organs, but I don't care. I'm not even supposed to be a black man that makes it through pancreatic cancer, but here I am.
So what was the statistics they gave you for? What's the percentage that we
They
won't
just
make
basically
it?
told me I wasn't gonna make it. They just basically told I've had people basically tell me you're not gonna survive pancreatic cancer. I go, yeah, I'm not gonna survive. I'm gonna kick it in the ass.
And we don't normally would check that to like what 50, right? So
Hmm.
so you if you waited any longer, you probably been out of here. So
But I'm here
man, God is good, man.
all the time, man. I'm here. That's why I try to do as many fundraising chats as I can so I can try to help my wife out financially around the house. I'm getting my strength back. It's going to be a slow process. As I said, I'm not the most patient person in the world. I hope to do a couple of football games this year, one in Indy and one down in North Carolina, maybe one at Ball State. It's just going to depend on my strength. I know I can't cover every Ball State home game, but I can cover every game from afar. I'm here in my office. I got my computer in front of me. Ain't no reason to think I can't. But if there's ever a reason that I'm still here, besides the folks at IU Medical Center in Indianapolis, it's my family. My son, my daughters, my grandchildren, my wife Jody.
Mm.
They all are there. They all are there. And
That's a great thing to have a wide, man. That's a great thing to have a wide to keep on pushing.
yeah. And right now I got a few of them. I got a few of them to keep on pushing. This is why sometimes on my show I pay homage to Bill Parcells and the New York Giants
Mm.
because they strap the headset on and they march down the field. And they use every single down that they can, every single down that they get. I know I'm nowhere near done. I'm nowhere near done. That's why I love doing the show every day. It's like part of my therapy. It's part of my therapy. To laugh, to joke around, to talk sports, to have fun with you, to have you on every Monday. Even when you pose the question, why does the slander have to continue? Because it's fun. Because it produces a laugh. They produce that. It produces a laugh. It produces a laugh.
That's that. Man, I really feel like laughter produces a longer life, man.
It does.
It's all that depression we go through, man, as men and people in general, man. That laughter eases up, man.
And I had to learn how to laugh again. All the extra trips to the hospital I've had to make because my body wasn't acting right from trying to recover. Now I think I finally got a hold of it. Now I think I finally got it right. I had to learn how to laugh again. You know who I have to thank for that? My family. Because Jody will joke with me all the time, and she can sense when I'm down in the dumps. She can sense it, just like I can with her. And wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. Just wouldn't be here.
So, man, what is the damn? I gotta take a breath, man. I gotta take a breath.
I get it. I get it.
So what do you see the future for your multimedia?
Multi-billion dollars. Wife and I having a big fat RV and we can take a year off and travel the country. I could do my show from the road. What do I see in the future? A bright one. Still having fun doing this. Having more fun doing this. Because for me now, it's no longer about proving people wrong. It's about proving myself right. And every investment that I make for myself and for my family will pay off.
So, what advice do you have for people, you know what I mean, getting into the broadcasting and podcasting game? Because I remember listening to you, I don't know what day it was, you gave a horror story about getting $50 for a couple episodes. What should people look out for with this?
Snakes, liars, snake oil salesmen. But my best piece of advice, don't quit. Don't give up. Don't give up. Because if you put it down, someone will pick it up and run with it before you get a chance to get a good jog going with it. Don't ever give up.
And today has been the episode of Rod Uncensored Podcast. You know, I had a special guest, my mentor. And I mean that wholeheartedly from, you know what I mean, the Snowman. You know, I'm learning so much. In a couple weeks I've known him, from him and his team, man. It means a lot for me to have, you know what I mean, you have me on every Monday. You know what I mean? This is Rod's Uncensored Podcast. And I appreciate you coming on, man.
I love you, brother. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.